it's not so much a matter of trying to convince somebody that they need treatment. Um, we try to get folks to make that decision on their own. And how do we do that? Someone who wants to get help, it's relatively easy. I come into the office, I realize my life is in a mess. I'm using substances, they're ruining my life, they've ended my relationships. And sometimes all it takes is pointing out all the damage that chemical use has caused in someone's life. Okay? All right, you don't feel good. All right, I get that. But also, you've ruined relationships, you've lost marriages and jobs, you're financially destroyed, you're, as we say, physically, emotionally, and spiritually bankrupt at this time. And we have a solution, and it's not a hard one. So why don't you give our program a try? Now, let's look at the record. Here's what you've been doing, and here's where you are. Isn't it time to try something different? And we have that thing that's different here that can help you. Now, maybe you're afraid. Maybe you're unsure, because certainly there's always fear of the unknown. What's it going to mean if I come into treatment there? Am I going to have to live with a bunch of freaks and a bunch of sick people? Well, actually, you're going to end up being in community with a number of people who have the same problems that you have. And all that time you spent saying, oh, no one ever knew what this was like, and no one could possibly know how I feel, all know exactly how you feel because they're living it, okay? And they have found a way out, and that's why they're here. So join them. It's not that hard. And of course, our doors aren't locked here. You can leave anytime you want. But folks who stay here and complete the recommended course of treatment have a very good success rate. And when I say success, I don't just mean abstinence from alcohol. I mean your life gets reorganized. You have a chance to get your life not back, but a life that's better than you could have imagined. Okay? Addiction, substance use disorders create tunnel vision. All we can see is that next drink or that next fix. That's all I can focus on. And the whole rest of my life out here is completely gone. And we can help take those blinders off of you, okay? And we can take your constant focus on your use and turn it into a life that's broader than you ever could have imagined. We talk about the unlimited potential of the human spirit here, and that is absolutely true. Every patient who comes in here has an unlimited potential once they get clean and sober, and that's what we try to encourage people with. It's not so much, I'm going to make you feel better. It's that I'm going to give you a life that you want to live, and you don't have to go on like this anymore. And that's kind of how I talk to them about it. Now, I talk a little bit about the medical consequences of continued use and things like that. But what we really try to emphasize early on is that you don't ever have to live like that anymore. You don't ever have to be alone again.